want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. My name is NiallBrady. I'm an Irishman living in Sweden.
Yeah.
And I'm a configuration manager MVP. Well, actually, they've renamed us, so I'm now an enterprise client manager MVP.
Okay.
I've been an MVP for 3 years now.
Okay, so what's the company that you work for in Sweden?
The company I work for is called Tetra Pak. They are a global company.
Yeah.
They produce machines that actually make the cartons that next time you're drinking milk,
Yeah,
if you look at the bottom of the package, it'll probably say Tetra Pak on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. The company I work for makes those packages.
Okay, so what exactly do you do at Tetra Pak specifically?
At Tetra Pak, I'm a lead IT analyst, which means I'm working day to day with SCCM, or
Yeah.
configuration manager. I'm part of a two-man OSD team. So what we do is we do everything that's related to OSD. So we get apps into our task sequences. We migrate computers from Windows XP to Windows 7. We enable BitLocker on them. We migrate the user's data.
Cool.
A lot of different things.
So how many endpoints or clients would you deal with?
We're dealing with 28,000 clients or so.
28,000.
Yeah.
Two men.
It's a lot.
Good number. Okay. So how do you see the Microsoft community?
The Microsoft community is lively, of course, geeky, interested in hardware and technology. I think they're not afraid to embrace the new stuff.
Yeah.
And in terms of new stuff, there's so much new stuff coming right now. It's almost too much.
Yeah.
Coming from Microsoft, but it's there. We need to learn it and understand it, embrace it, and be part of the future.
Cool. Okay, so specifically, obviously, you're a config manager guy. What specific, maybe component of config manager or other technology do you find of interest in?
Well, the area that I spend most of my time with config manager is in OSD.
Yeah.
But I'm also interested in the endpoint protection side of things.
Yeah.
So system center endpoint protection. It's a interesting area.
I suppose it's a new thing for a lot of people.
Well, I mean, they've integrated Forefront into the products since the release of Config Manager 2012, and I think it's really great and it's a good offering.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested in that area also.
Cool. How did you actually become an MVP then?
I guess it all started some years ago. I produced these step-by-step guides on windowsnoob.com, which is a website which is quite well known now at this point.
Very well known, yeah.
For step-by-step guides helping people to learn about Configuration Manager 2007 and 2012, and how to set it up, how to deploy it, and how to do it in a way that's also best practice. So I try I've been creating these guides since 2006, and how I ended up being an MVP, I think around 2009, some MVPs in the Config Manager community contacted me and said, "Hey, how come you're not an MVP?" And I said, "I don't know."
You tell me.
So they put my name forward, and next thing I knew, I was driving home from work one day, and I was stuck in a traffic jam. It was a Friday, I think, and the traffic was not moving at all. And so I started reading mail in my phone because we were driving.
Yeah.
And I just flicked through the mail, and I saw this one from support@microsoft.com saying, "Congratulations, you're an MVP." And I was like, "What? Great!" So I was going, "Yay!"
Excellent, cool.
I was the only one cheering in that traffic jam.
Did you ever get out of the traffic jam in a good time though?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so you're an MVP now, obviously working at Tetra Pak. What would you see yourself doing in 2 years? Still at Tetra Pak, or are you?
I think so, yeah. I hope so. I've been working with them for the last 4 years.
Okay.
They've taken me on as a full-time employee since 1st of April. So I do see myself still there, working with them and developing the solutions that we have.
Cool.
with Configuration Manager 2012.
Still be an MVP
as the
in 2
cornerstone.
years?
I hope so.
I'm
I'm continuing to produce these step-by-step guides. I actually did one last night for the deployment of R2, which is a new feature for Configuration Manager 2012.
I'm sure a lot of people have read that already. I saw it today.
Yeah, I really enjoy creating the guides, and in fact, if I don't produce a new one, I feel that I need to.
Yeah.
So I don't see myself stopping it anytime soon.
Okay. So, I guess a little more about Niall. What's the sort of oddest or strangest request that you've had as maybe a config manager?
I get many emails weekly from users around the world. They contact me through my website or whatever. And I got one only in the last week where a guy emailed me and he said, "Hey, I've followed your step-by-step instructions for migrating from Configuration Manager 2007 to 2012, but my project ran out of time. So can you help me to solve this problem?"
Non-technical issues.
Yeah.
Can't be helped. So I guess have you ever been recognised then outside of work? Because you're obviously fairly, semi-famous maybe within the
I wouldn't say I'm famous at all.
system centre community.
The only time that people have come up to me and say, "Hey, I know you," is when I'm at an event like Tech Ed. That's it, really.
Yeah.
A few
So
people
you don't get
have come
stopped
up.
in the street for autographs or anything?
No.
No.
It's nothing like that.
Oh, okay. So it's not all it cracks up to be an MVP.
No.
Okay. What would you think is the sort of hottest utility around at the moment?
Configuration Manager 2012 with R2 added. R2 is currently a preview. It was released yesterday.
Yes.
Brad Anderson announced it. So it's available for public download. I have blogged a guide to explain how to install it, because it's not as straightforward as you would think.
Yeah.
And once it's installed, you gain new features and new functionality for this great product, which just never stops giving. There's always something new there.
Yeah.
So that it is definitely the hottest thing around.
Which we can all
right
go to
now.
Windows Noob and have a look and find out.
Exactly.
Cool. Okay, so I guess last question then. If you weren't a config manager MVP and config manager administrator, what would you think you might find yourself in a different career or maybe?
Well, in the beginning of my career working with computers, I started off thinking that I was going to be a web designer, right? Because that was quite big back then in 1995 when the internet was just really becoming something and people were using the internet a lot. So I thought that back then that what I needed to be doing was designing web pages for people. And I did do it, not professionally, but as an amateur for a while, but it didn't really work out the way I had planned. So would I be doing that today? Maybe something like that. I don't know.
So still IT related then?
It would still be IT related. I'm a sucker for IT. I really can't keep myself away from technology, computers.
It's ever changing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for your time, Niall.
Thanks for having me.
No, thank you.
Thank you.